Hi, boys and girls. Today is Monday, I don't know, April 27th, maybe? Okay, it's hard to keep track of the days from one to the next. All right, really quickly, I want to tell you something. Today is the last day you will have to read an article, and the last day you will have to paraphrase key details, write a main idea statement, or put those main idea statements together to make a central idea statement if you follow the rubric and you do your best work. Can we do it? Yes, we can. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you what we're going to start on Wednesday. We're actually going to start a new book and read a new book together and do a little bit of inferring, context clues, and just enjoying a really good story. So stay tuned to the end and I will share that book with you, okay? All right, the first thing we need to do is we need to look at our rubric so that you know how you're going to be graded on today's assignment. Okay, so take a look right on the screen here. The rubric is divided into three sections. You have your key details, you have your main ideas, and you have your central idea. Let's start with key details. Remember that the key details have to be paraphrased. They have to completely capture the important information from every single paragraph. So if you skip a paragraph or you don't use good word choice, you're going to drop down from a 4 to a 3 or a 2. Let's take a look at what it takes to get a 3. It says paraphrased details that completely capture the important information from each paragraph. So the difference here between a 3 and a 4 is the sophisticated ideas and word choices. If we think your key details are paraphrased really well with great word choice, we're going to bump you all the way up to a 4. But if you just use regular everyday words, you'll probably get a 3, which is good because that's a 90, that's an A. Okay, but if you have a mix of paraphrase details and some quotes where it directly uses the words from the text, too many of them, you'll probably get a 2. If you quote every single line in your key details from the text, you'll probably get a 1. The goal here is to understand the information well enough to be able to put it into your own words. The next step is you'll be taking those key details and putting them into main idea sentences. Now remember, these are complete sentences. So to get a 4, it has to be a complete and concise sentence. Concise means not too long, sort of simple and put together. It has to be not so simple that it's not a complete sentence, but it has to be a complete sentence and concise, which means simple, and not rambling or run on or just taking your 3 key details and smashing them into one sentence. That would be too long. So you would want to just get the ideas of the key details and put them into one sentence. All right, same for a 3. And really the difference is going to be all about the concise. How concise can you make your main idea sentences? All right, a 2 would be, there's several ways to get a 2, so pay attention here. The first would be a statement that captures part of the meaning. So maybe you write a main idea sentence that only captures 2 of the 3 paragraphs in that section. That wouldn't be a 3, that would be a 2. Or maybe it captures most of the key parts of the text, but maybe it's too wordy or too repetitive. Another way to get a 2 on this assignment would be to only have like 2 correct main ideas out of the 3 sections. So you're going to get 1 main idea grade on all 3 of your sentences. So make sure that they're all 3 on point, okay? All right, lastly, you're going to look for your key words, the words that have been over and over in your main ideas, and you're going to take those words and you're going to put them into a central idea statement. All right, again, that word concise is there in the rubric for a 4. So you want your central idea statement to not be a run-on. You don't want it to be just all 3 main ideas squashed into one really long sentence. You want to take the ideas and summarize them into one concise, complete sentence that fully captures the whole article. It should be a general statement that combines all the main ideas, okay? And ask yourself this: do my main ideas support my central idea? They should, okay? That's how you know. You could get a 3 on central idea if you have a complete sentence that fully captures the whole article. So a 3 is good, but we're all going for 4s here. And remember, you can get a 3.5, which would be a 95. You could get a 2.5, which would be an 80. So if you look up here and you want to know what your score would be, if you get all 2s, then your score would be a 70. If you get all 3s, your score would be a 90. But if you got all 2.5s or a mix of 2s and 3s, you could be in the 80 range, which would be in the middle. Okay, one last thing. Let's look at how to get a 2 on central idea. That would be a statement that somewhat captures the article. Your idea may be too specific to one main idea or too broad, where the main ideas don't support that central idea. Okay, let's move on to what you're going to do. So stay with me. And remember, at the very end, I'm going to show you what book we're going to start on Wednesday. All right, this slide is an important one, but there's really no work to do here other than read the introduction. And remember, the introduction is really important because this is where the author introduces us to the problem in this example, maybe the main important people, the setting that the problem is set in. So it's important to read the introduction. So I'm going to let you do that, but you know what? There's a trick. If you're not sure what a word is, remember you have tools you can use. Since this is a Google slide, you can use your read and write for Google, that purple puzzle piece, and have it read to you. You might not want the purple puzzle piece to read you the whole article, but you might use it on those words you're not sure of. Okay? So I'm going to have you read that introduction on your own. Moving on to the next slide, here's where you have to start doing some of the actual work. There are 2 things to do on this slide. Besides read the article. After you read the article, I want you to notice that there are 4 bullet points here. There are 4 bullet points because there are 4 paragraphs. So what are you going to put there for each of the paragraphs? Are you going to put just important words? No, you're going to paraphrase each paragraph into a key detail, and you're going to put it there. So since there's 4 bullet points, I should see 4 key details there. All right, and they don't have to be in complete sentences, but they do need to be thoughts, not just single words. All right, once you've got your key details here in the box and you've sort of got this section of the article very understood, then you're ready to put it up into the main idea. So you're going to look at those key details. What do they all have in common? How are they all connected? And then you're going to put that right up here. So you're going to click up here. There's going to be a text box, and you're going to click on it, and you're going to type in your complete, concise main idea sentence that summarizes these key details. Capiche? Capiche. Okay, moving on. The next slide, same thing. Notice there are 3 bullet points for 3 paraphrased key details and 1 main idea section. Don't forget the main idea sentence, okay? It's super important when you do it. All right, these green arrows here, you can't see them fully in this mode, but when you're doing it yourself, they'll be there to remind you that 1, you read, 2, you paraphrase, 3, you write your main idea. Okay, moving on, here is the last slide. So there's 3 slides of main ideas, and this one has the most work on it. This one is the one that has several steps. So first, you have the read. Okay, there are 5 paragraphs, so guess what? 5 key detail main bullet points. Then, so that'll be number 2. This little arrow says a 2. 3 would be to write your main idea of this section. Then you're going to think about the article as a whole. And here's what I would do, boys and girls. I would take a piece of notebook paper, and I would jot down my main idea of section 1, my main idea of section 2, my main idea of section 3. And I would look for words that repeated. And I would kind of use my paper and pencil, and I would kind of come up with 1 or 2 or 3 central idea statements that you think could summarize those main idea points. Then I'd pick my best one. And that is the last thing you will do. Down here, this little green box here should say a number 4 in it, but I'll fix that. Then down here, this is what you're going to do last. It says, use the main idea sentences to write a central idea statement. Okay? This is going to be what is the whole article about in 1 summary sentence. Basically, if you could put a title on this article, but make it a full sentence, what would it say? Okay, what would be the heading across the top that summarizes the whole article? All right, guys, I know you can do this. Good luck. I cannot wait to grade these and give all 100s. That is my goal. All right, now, like I said, I'm going to share with you our book starting on Wednesday. This is a historical fiction book. It's set during the American Revolution, and most of the story is in the woods, which is one of my favorite places to go. The book is called Woods Runner, and it's by Gary Paulson. So if you happen to have a copy of this book, or maybe an older brother or sister has a copy of this book, or maybe you can get a Kindle version of this book, you might want to get your own copy, because even though I'm going to be giving you the chapters that you need each day in like a PDF or a slideshow, it's always nice to have your hands on your own book. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and try to get your own copy, go for it. If not, that's okay. I'm going to give you what you need for each day. All right, so I look forward to reading you Woods Runner. All right, guys, good luck on your test. I know you'll do great. See ya.